And we are back, and as we prepare for our mid-season showdown grand final between Yoko and Jirawiwat, will be taking a while because both our players actually are playing Japanese cards and our capture card. Thanks to my friend Justin here, he ruined everything, so now we are forced to trade over Giraffe's Pokémon to a US card so that we can stream the final between Yoko and Jirawiwat
in English.
But in the meantime, we shall be going through the rest of the rest of the usage statistics from the overall competition, as well as the top card itself. So as we stopped actually at, I believe, on Crobat.
Yes.
So moving on to Result Curem. The interesting here is that Mawa actually at 4. Mawa has always been on the fringes here. It's always been kind of theorized now. Players kind of theorize that Mawa does well in this metagame. You beat both of the Megas that are primarily used, Kangaskhan and Salamence.
You beat the Xerneas.
You beat the Xerneas. But it's very, very hard to play Mawa against Primals. Primals destroy Mawa. Mawa has no hope of one-hit killing. Maybe he can one-hit kill a non-bulky Kyogre with Play Rough. And of course he can Sucker Punch Kyogre to nerf Water Spout damage. But the Mawa matchup against Kyogre and Groudon is just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, if it takes any attack head on, it'll most likely go down.
It forces you to kind of play a Trick Room game. And the problem with playing that Trick Room game is that a lot of Primals are slow. And they like Trick Room too. And Mawa cannot one-hit KO them itself.
To get any leverage from that Trick Room mode.
So you're forced to get rid of the Primals under Trick Room which they like in order to bring out your Mawa. Which by the time it comes out, Trick Room could have already run out. It's very hard to play Mawa in this format.
Indeed.
But players have found a way. Yoko has taken it all the way to the final. So it definitely works. So Mawa is definitely a strong pick there, but you really have to play around how he can do. Intimidate is fantastic. Its step moves are fantastic. It beats the other Megas.
It has priority in Sucker Punch.
Has priority in Sucker Punch. Has its ways, just have to play around it. And players have found a way. Yoko is in the final. Mawa works. So, but don't think it's as easy as Yoko makes it look. It's very hard to play Mawa in this
Indeed.
format.
And after Mawa, we have Rayquaza, which has taken a rather big dip actually. Now only numbering at 4. Singapore used to see a lot more Rayquaza.
Rayquaza just hates Salamence. Intimidate nerfs his attack power. Salamence outspeeds it both before and after Mega Evolution. And Rayquaza, I suppose, Rayquaza's primary usage in this current metagame is just to airlock weather for Kyogre to throw out water spouts. Its usage as a Mega in its own just has really fallen by the wayside.
It doesn't really carry any Dragon Stabs as well to take on the Mans. Well,
even in Yoko's team, her Rayquaza kind of is just there to airlock weather for Kyogre.
Indeed, and while Mans packs the Draco Meteor, to be able to get rid of the Rayquaza. So, not a matchup that the Rayquaza really enjoys.
And after one Dragon Ascent, and your defense lowers, Mans can pick you off with any move.
Yeah, Hyper Voice.
Oh, no, Hyper Voice won't KO, but Double Dash is a definite KO.
Right, then moving on, next we see Bronzong, which I actually hope to see more of actually, because considering how useful Trick Room is now.
Right? Bronzong being a very strong pick in this meta game. A very strong option. As we saw, Kenny perhaps got too used to Bronzong as a crutch. He wanted to bring it in all his matches because Gravity helps his team, Skill Swap helps his Primals, but a problem with Bronzong, of course, is that it does its support fantastic. But once it gets its support done, its on-passive contribution is limited strictly to the Gyro Ball.
Indeed.
And Gyro Ball hits very few things all that well.
Indeed, and there also are some intricacies to playing the Bronzong, as we saw, I believe, in the previous match where a player went for a skill swap only to end with the wrong weather.
That's not so much a Bronzong mechanic as a mechanic with skill swap in general.
Yeah.
And something Bronzong likes to do, but again, it's something you really have to play around, and Bronzong is something you have to build around, and it's very easy to render Bronzong dead and play 2v1. And of course, going on, we see the double pranksters, which have been used especially in that gravity abusing team.
Yeah, Saber-Eye, the crux of the team, setting up the gravity, and Whimsicott with the abuser of Grass Whistle.
Both Pokemon pack the prankster ability, Sableye with the Mantle Herb to guarantee gravity goes up, and then Whimsicott can just carry the game.
Being a Ghost type, also immune to Fake Out, aside from Scrappy. Although, I would feel that Saber-Eye runs the same problem as a Bronzong. Once it's set up its support, its offensive presence is rather limited. I probably to foul play.
It just wants to die, actually.
Yes.
Sableye just tries his best to get off the field and let something else come in for gravity. Gravity is, after all, strictly limited. So that's about it for the significant usage statistics for the main body of players. But looking strictly at the top card, Jira, of course, went unbeaten in Swiss, packing with his team of Ferrothorn, Kecleon, Meowstic, Xerneas, Groudon, and Salamence. Again, not Bronzong here, of course, but definitely, and no Sableye, but Meowstic, of course, here for the gravity abuse.
And actually, I believe, just looking at the teams in the finals, we will be finally free of Smeargle. There is no Smeargle to be found between Jira's team and Yoko's team.
Shocking turn of events, as 1, 2, 3, 4 Smeargles actually cut but none of them have made it into the final.
Yeah, I believe some of them are running. Kenny's running the Scarf. Yes, indeed.
So Scarf Smeagol definitely pulling its weight for players today. 3 of them cutting, but none of them making it into the final. So the Scourge of Sleep is removed, unless Yoko wants to spam Spore with her among us.
Yeah, I believe that is more controllable than Dark Void.
But Jirawiwat, of course, has Safeguard on his Meowstick.
Indeed, and I want to draw attention to a Guan Yangze's team who was not able to join us today, I believe.
Yes.
And he was packing the QRMY, which I really hope to see. And especially since we talked so much about the gravity, the lockdown hypnosis with the grass whistle, Yangze was piloting the team and he managed to get into top 8.
Yangze played very well with that team. As he pointed out, it was actually a bit of a learning experience as he went yesterday. He didn't have that much experience with the team. And all along the way he learned, apparently Singapore runs Scrappy Kangaskhan. So my Gengar Sableye lead is threatened by Scrappy Kangaskhan. And along the way he figured out some of the better plays for the team to make. So it's a real shame he couldn't be here for the top cut because he was really starting to get used to the team and was doing very well, making the plays he needed.
And even if he, at the very least, I wanted to see him play a few matches to see how the matchup would have been against things like the Big Six or, you know, or even dual primals even.
But to be perfectly honest, I don't think your wish would have been granted anyway because looking at the other teams in top cut, they're just not that vulnerable to Kyurem White spam.
So
he really wanted to go for the Gengar lockdown.
Indeed. Also, Emil's team rather interesting with the Emolga and the Lopunny.
Emil's team has always been fascinating because it's a team which carries every single form of speed control in the game, barring Icy Wind. His Emolga has Nuzzle to paralyze, he has Tailwind to get Tailwind up, the Lopunny can after you to skip speed tiers, and Bronzong can trick room. It's an amazing team with so many options.
Yeah, and he favors the Lopunny for the fake out instead of the Kangaskhan. I mean, after it Mega Evolves, the Scrappy, as you mentioned earlier, the fake out against Ghost is very useful, as well as the Encore that Lopunny can
And Lopunny becomes so fast after Mega Evolution.
Indeed.
135 speed, this outspeeds almost everything relevant. Especially when you're fighting against a Crobat in particular. If Crobat does not Tailwind on the first turn and you fake out its partner, you can Encore him to whatever he chooses to use.
Yeah, he does have the as you mentioned, all the speed control moves except for, well, barring Icy Wind. And Emolga actually also did a lot of work, being able to resist, I believe, Rayquaza's Dragon Ascent.
Emolga did a lot of work with him. Which is why it's a surprise he went away from Emolga, ended up losing games 2 and 3 of his set.
Indeed.
Very well played to all players. Melvin, of course, Melvin has stuck with Kyo Zen all the way. Kyogre for some reason is not. Melvin actually stuck with Kyo Zen throughout much of the season, but for this Midseason Showdown, went with the Groudon instead. Xerneas' preferred partner, if you will.
Still pretty good results, I believe.
Melvin is the one player who just, no matter how much players may abuse the notion of it being good, says it's skillless, says it's easy to beat, it's easy to counter, Melvin just gets so much leverage out of Spherical Xerneas.
Indeed. I mean, Yoko did win 2 matches against him, but he really gave her a run for the money.
Definitely. Yeah. He was in such a strong position for both games. And not only that, he runs the Scarf Smeagol to pair with the Xerneas. And his Scarf Smeagol packs so many tricks. He could taunt things he wanted to taunt.
Yes, indeed. I think that was what caught Yoko off guard.
Fire off Dark Voids. Even fire off Scarf Fake Out. So even though Scarf Smeagol is not conventionally what you pair with Xerneas, Melvin got so much use out of it. He get his Xerneas up and running, and Xerneas will just run through other players' teams.
Well, what other teams we have? Yoko,
Brian Wong with the Giratina O, a fan favorite, I would say. Because Giratina O just isn't widely used. But he came up against an almost unwinnable matchup in Kenny because his team had no efficient way of breaking Kenny's Bronzong.
Indeed.
He had Giratina O, you should think, Giratina O. Giratina O, oh dear. Shadow Force, Step Shadow Force, 120 base power of Giratina O's. What's the physical attack stat? 120? 100?
I'm not really sure, but I don't know if he packed enough.
Actually.
I don't know if he packed enough attack because he was unable to one-hit kill the Bronzong there.
So not even with Giratina O could he one-hit kill Bronzong. So the matchup just swung against him.
Yeah, indeed.
Since Xerneas was just unplayable.
And you know, the main draw of the Giratina, of course, is his Levitate ability, which Kenny kind of neutered since his Bronzong had Gravity.
Still, Brian took Giratina O all the way to, I believe, a 5-1 record in Swiss. So much respect to him for doing well with the team.
And Kenny going a rather standard team, I feel.
Kenny with a very typical dual primal mode. He just sacrificed the Mawile, which operates better under Trick Room, for the Kangaskhan, which gives him more control in the early game. As he pointed out, Mawile not the easiest thing to use. So Kenny opting for a somewhat easier transition with the Kangaskhan.
And last but not least, we have Harold. Using a Ray Ogre team and a Scarf Smeagol as well, I think.
Yes, a Scarf Smeagol with the Kangaskhan as well. As we pointed out, Scarf Smeagol doing a lot of work yesterday for players. And the standard Ray Ogre, who piloted the team along with Yoko, who also brought Ryoga. But Harrow's team a lot more rely on the Ryoga than Yoko.
Yeah, and well, only the Ferroton to be able to beat the Xerneas was kind of iffy in his matchups as well. And I believe he was locked down, especially by a lot of speed control, a lot of Thunder Waves going around.
Yes.
The Rayquaza being paralyzed, Talonflame as well, not really playing much, not being able to bring its full priority into effect.
Alright, so the reign of Smeargle, Smeargle's reign of terror did run through yesterday, but now finally it has come to an end as we move on to a final between Yoko and Jirawiwat. Smeargle free. Alright, we will not be seeing Sean. Sean, I know you're watching. There is no Dark Void for you now, Sean. I'm sorry, Sean.
There is still the Among Us, but you know, there is the Meowstic safeguard to kind of check that. So I doubt we'll be seeing the Among Us as well.
Yes, that's for you too, Sean. No Among Us for you either. Alright, so we're moving on to the final, the grand final of this mid-season showdown here in Singapore. Jirawiwat's team is Ferroton, Kecleon, Meowstic, Xerneas, Groudon, and Salamence.
And on Yoko's side, we have the Rayquaza, Kyogre, Mawile, Amoonguss, Zapdos, and Crobat.
You know what these players are up to? Jirawiwat's team, pretty much no speed control on Jira's team beyond the Thunder Wave. But if he gets two... and of course, Yoko's team has, I believe, Tailwind on Crobat and Thunder Wave on Zapdos as well.
Yeah, a very interesting matchup because Jira does have the Xerneas and Yoko's team is prepared for the Xerneas. More specifically to prepare for Xerneas and Smeargle. But since that Yoko doesn't have to deal with the Smeargle, maybe she will have more leverage and be able to have a better advantage against the Xerneas here.
I think Zapdos is going to come into play here. As long as Yoko can keep gravity off the field, Zapdos is going to be able to control a lot of the matchup. As we saw, it has Heat Wave, and it will just destroy Jira's Ferroton. And Zapdos does not care about any of Kecleon's attacks, and does not care about Salamen's attacks either.
Alright, we are moving into match.
Right, so game 1 of our grand final of today's mid-season showdown. Yoko is about what? Meowstic and Groudon will hit the field for Jira. Jira recognizing that he needs gravity up ASAP.
And what does Yoko lead with? She goes with the Kyogre.
Kyogre.
Wait, let's see whose weather will come.
I believe Yoko's weather will go up first because she is the teammate Kyogre.
That would be actually very unfortunate.
Yep, Kyogre will Primal Revert first, so Rain will hit the field, which will be swiftly turned into Desolate Land.
That's not really a very good thing for Yoko, who brought the Mawile, does not want to be facing a fire attack. And based on their leverage, I think Jira has a very good first turn. The Kecleon does, the Meowstic able to set up the gravity, forcing the Mawile out through the threat of the Groudon, backing that fire attack.
The problem with that is that Yoko has a very easy Rayquaza switch in and Water Spout.
Oh, that is true.
And now that she knows that she is the fastest Primal on the field,
she will be able to hit the Water Spout first.
Jira can hit the Rayquaza with Thunder Wave on the switch in, of course, which is kind of what he needs to do.
Or does he want to Thunder Wave the Kyogre though? So that he gets the speed advantage the next turn. I kind of feel that maybe he wants to protect the Groudon and Thunder Wave the Kyogre.
Yes, that will cover, even if there are no switches happen, Thunder Wave on the Kyogre will go a long way.
Yeah.
Whereas if the switch happens, then Thunder Wave will ensure Groudon gets a first hit.
But he switches out his Groudon though. And brings in the Ferroton.
And the fact that Groudon switched first also tells you that Yoko didn't switch. Oh, actually, Yoko did switch the Mawile, the slowest thing on the field.
So the Rayquaza play in.
Yes, the Rayquaza Kyogre switch in does happen. Did Jira call it? Jira probably went for a Thunder Wave on either of Yoko's Pokemon.
Most probably the Kyogre.
Meowstic will go for the Thunder Wave into the
Rayquaza.
Prioritizing the Rayquaza as opposed to the Kyogre.
And the Water Spout here being fired.
Not boosted by Rain. It's not going to KO the Meowstic. And thus pittance to the Ferroton.
Ferroton revealing the leftovers there.
Very interesting to note, of course, is that previously we saw that Yoko favors Sword Stance on the Rayquaza over a fire attack. Which means that as it stands right now, Ferroton is safe. Ferroton cannot be KO'd by anything. Even a combination of attacks will not bring Ferroton down.
Yeah, and Kyogre is being threatened now, being pressured by the Thunder Wave. Both from the Thunder Wave from the Meowstic and maybe a Power Whip just for super effective damage, nerfing the Water Spout damage.
Jira also knows now that Yoko's Mega is going to be the Mawile. Because Rayquaza does not want to Mega Evolve and leave Mawile
and
useless.
Kyogre retreats possibly for the Zapdos, I feel.
Yes. Does not want to eat the Thunder Wave, which has come out into the Zapdos. As Rayquaza is fully paralyzed, does not get the Dragon Ascent, and will eat the Gyro Ball. Though, being paralyzed, Gyro Ball is not going to do a lot of damage.
Well, importantly, I think it breaks the Sash, which is what Jira would want. More importantly though, does he know the Zapdos has Heat Wave? If he doesn't, he could be in for a bad time.
Yes, to be an atrocious turn there. If he will just wipe out the Ferrothorn immediately.
And there's no way barring, switches. And honestly, the Meowstic Thunder Wave not being very good against the Zapdos. Swagger is the only way for possibly the Zapdos not to fire off an attack this turn.
That could be his out here.
Or maybe does he want to set up Gravity for the Groudon coming in for him to be able to hit the Zapdos super effective?
He's not going to be able to get 3 advantage over the Zapdos, which is going to be a problem going forward.
Indeed. And well, the Rayquaza does at least have extreme speed.
Ferrothorn chooses to protect. I think he does know he has Heat Wave. But what does Meowstic do?
Probably Gravity? Yeah, he goes for the Gravity.
Free, but he really wants Meowstic to be feint this turn. Or he can't get the attacker in. Heat Wave will come out. It's not going to kill Meowstic, I don't think.
Oh, but Heat Wave hits 100% under the Gravity.
But Meowstic will not go down. Jira wants Meowstic to go down.
And Rayquaza actually goes for the Sword Stance.
He's given Yoko a free Sword Stance.
Well, the Rayquaza still is paralyzed, that is true, but now packing a +2, possibly extreme speed to be able to bypass its paralysis.
At this point, Zapdos is just going to clear the field with Heat Wave. And the only thing that can stop it... Actually, I wonder, Jira, does he want to go for broke? Since Rayquaza's already boosted, just boost it even more. He has to be thinking about that as strategy now because +2 Rayquaza, +4 Rayquaza, oh, it's just a plus Rayquaza, it's the same thing. But it's a confused Rayquaza, it can kill itself. Let's go, Jira, let's go.
Yeah, and the Swagger under Gravity will be able... Oh, but extreme speed does take out the Meowstic, takes that play out.
Yoko not wanting to deal with Heat Wave possibly not killing the Zapdos, or Swagger going into the Rayquaza.
And Heat Wave does connect with Ferrothorn, what am I saying? Under Gravity.
Yeah, single target attack will bring Ferrothorn down.
Oh, doesn't! Hangs on! And Ferro actually goes for the Leash Seed onto the Rayquaza.
Accurate, so he's gonna miss. And this is exactly what Jira wanted. He gets to switch into a Gravity Abuser, which is going to be the Groudon, who can fire off Precipice Blades.
This is very surprising, a Ferrothorn surviving a Heat Wave. Although, non-step from a Zapdos.
Even better, Ferrothorn now can't be killed by extreme speed. Groudon... I wonder if Precipice Blades is enough to kill Groudon.
Precipice Blades to kill Groudon? Zapdos, you mean?
Groudon, sorry, kill Rayquaza. It's non-Mega, of course, which is not exactly that bulky.
Well, Yoko will definitely want to preserve her Zapdos here. Once Gravity wears off, Groudon should not be able to touch.
He has Fire Punch.
Oh, okay, sorry. But he does
able to one-hit
he does have the Kyogre at the back. So he's able to switch
switching into Precipice Blades. He does not want to switch into Precipice Blades.
But maybe she wants to let either Zapdos or the Rayquaza go down so he can bring in the Kyogre. Jira still has one more Pokemon at the back though.
Xerneas, you think?
Possible.
It's a Ryoga team, but the problem is Maw is still at the back. So he does not want to preserve Xerneas.
The other possibility could be a Mance or a Kecleon. I think Mance would be the most likely option.
Good choice, good point. There could be a Mance there to intimidate, but at this point...
Well, +2/+1.
+2/+1 matters. +2/+4, yeah, same thing. Alright, so Sunman's actually does switch in here. So Intimidate into the Rayquaza, gonna keep it more manageable for now.
And only at a +1. I expect it to go for the extreme speed at least.
Yeah, goes for the extreme speed into the Groudon, I suspect. To get some damage off.
Yep.
Extreme speed into the Groudon at +1. Good amount of damage. Heat Wave into the dual resist. Boosted by Sun though. Does he get a burn on the Salamence? Nope, no burn. Precipice Blades comes out. Can he KO the Rayquaza?
Zapdos. Oh, Zapdos?
Zapdos is going down.
Oh, okay.
But Rayquaza hangs on. And we'll get one more extreme speed off, assuming, of course, he does not get fully paralyzed.
So what does Yoko want to bring in here? The Kyogre?
Oh, he's going to go down to this seat. I forgot about that since Ferrothorn switched out. Rayquaza will go down to this seat, and Mance will recover a bit of HP as well.
Well,
Mance is having a good time here, even before it Mega Evolved.
Yeah, and Yoko does not really want to bring the Mawa out to face a Groudon right now.
But she has no choice.
Yeah, she has no choice. I mean, okay, it's intimidated. That's something at least. But, And Jiran can just easily switch out the Groudon here for the Ferrothorn so that he can ensure that Sun will be the only
But it's a problem
remaining.
though if Jiran switches out, because then he only has one attacker on the field. And if he double edges into a protect from the Kyogre, Mance is going to KO the Salamence. Moa is going to KO the Salamence.
I don't know though, I kind of feel Jiran should play an endgame with Groudon.
Yes, definitely, but at the same time, it opens him to a lot of damage this turn. Kind of forces him to protect with Salamence.
Yeah, but I mean, you could say just sacrifice the Ferrothorn and guarantee the weather at the end.
And Salamence is now at -1, don't forget, since Moa just came in. So this game is by no means over, even if Yoko is down to her last 2.
I guess the only option for Jira to be able to effectively take out the Maul is the Groudon, so he should preserve that. And one of the ways to preserve that is to switch it out, maybe sacrifice it.
Not necessarily though. If it comes down to one-on-one, Maul and Ferrothorn should come out on top with Leech Seed. But I suppose it didn't reveal leftovers, right?
It did. It had leftovers.
So if he actually does not take damage this turn, and it recovers a bit more, it could take a Maul on one-on-one if he lands the Leech Seed.
And we see Mega Maul going for the evolution.
No reason to not to Mega at this point. No way he can switch out.
Does Mans go for the protect?
Jira kind of hoping for a Sucker Punch here.
And yes, he's...
Jira really hoping Maul goes for a Sucker Punch.
And the Scald onto the front.
Should not KO, but can it burn? Can it get the burn? Oh, actually gets the KO right off.
It's in rain.
Yeah, it is in rain after all. And Ferrothorn, if you do go for some attack power, you do lose bulk. I spare off into the protect.
Now Jira's in a rather favourable endgame
now Jira is in a bit of bind here.
Really? Why?
Because Double Edge cannot only kill Kyogre.
But
which allows Kyogre to pick up with Ice Beam. Actually, I wonder.
Ice Beam,
Sucker Punch and Ice Beam though. Yeah, that is the danger.
Now Groudon could protect and Mans. Oh, but Mans is at -1.
He cannot afford to do that.
I don't know. The field looks favourable to.
He's forced to Double Edge and the passive blades.
The field looks favourable to Jira just because the weather is on his side. But as you mentioned now, the Mans at -1. Groudon possible to be KO'd this turn as well.
Sucker Punch and Ice Beam, a combination of both, definitely a possibility there. It's going to come down to the wire here. And it's going to be a question of each player calling each other's protects.
Yes.
Since the pressure is on Jira to maybe play a bit too safe. And if Yoko exploits that like she did against Melvin, she could quickly turn the game back into her favour.
And Sucker Punch, no protects coming here.
Yep.
Sucker Punch onto the Groudon.
Hope to take the hits. Double Edge will go into the Kyogre.
-1, will it be enough? No, it is
with
not.
The Precipice Blades though, with the Precipice Blades. Groudon will hope to hang on to the Ice Beam. Groudon going to take the Ice Beam. Groudon is going to take the Ice Beam
and survive!
Land the Precipice Blades, and he should pick up a 2 double knockout. Even if it doesn't, Kyogre will go down next turn.
Yep, it's a very decisive final turn over there with the Precipice Blades hitting. Was it under gravity though?
It was under gravity. This is the last turn of gravity.
So there was no way that the P-Blades would have missed.
Yes.
So Jira decisively takes game 1. Crucially, you could say the Groudon surviving there was what helped him win.
You have to think he kind of knew it would based on the percentages there.
It was pretty close though.
It was close. Could have turned out to damage rolls on both the attacks. Maybe both had rolled high, we would be looking at a different end result.
Well, in a way now, Yoko hoping to adjust. Well, Jira had the option of Xerneas, correct?
Jira did have Xerneas option there, definitely, but a paralyzed Xerneas is just very hard to play with. And Meowstic, it was Jira, but Jira is the one with Thunderwave. But I suppose he has Zapdos as well. So definitely Yoko, but the problem with Xerneas, of course, is the Maul. Yoko has shown inclination to bring the Maul, and even though the Xerneas didn't come out this game, Maul still pulled his weight. So Jira has to be really thinking that if I bring Xerneas, it's going to be even worse against Maul. Don't forget, as you pointed out, he only had the Maul to hit. He only had the Groudon to hit Maul. He doesn't want to make that even worse by bringing a Xerneas as well.
Well, but
it's true that, of course, that Geomancy boosted would help him a lot, but as we saw in the match against Melvin, Yoko has so many answers to Xerneas.
I guess the problem, I feel, because since you're bringing the Maul as the Mega, you can't really leverage on Rayquaza's Mega ability as well. Although, she kind of counters that by, being able to set up with the Swords Dance. But that requires a turn to set up and could be easily punished. Right, we are going into game 2 here.
It is going to be the Meowstic Groudon once again. You're not switching what works, but again, it runs the risk of walking into the Kyogre Rayquaza. And it is going to be the Kyogre and the Zapdos. And once again, Jira is stuck staring at the Kyogre on turn 1, which can fire off Water Spout with Rayquaza. I would have thought Jira would have changed up his lead by now.
But I guess the Zapdos is a bit confusing though. Well, the Meowstic can thunder with the Kyogre.
It's not so much the fact that Zapdos comes out, the fact that anything can go into that slot, as long as it's not Rayquaza.
So you could bring in the Rayquaza. So it just opens up the option for Zapdos, for Meowstic to possibly Thunder Wave.
But it's still a free turn. Groudon cannot stay in. Groudon cannot stay in or he's forced to protect, which means that all you take is a Thunder Wave in exchange for a lot of damage and a lot of momentum.
I don't know, I kind of feel Yoko has to try to get rid of the Groudon as fast as possible, especially if she is holding the Mega Maul at the back.
Of course, the impetus is on Jira to protect his Groudon. He knows
Yes.
Groudon is his most important one in the matchup. And he's going to switch out or he's going to protect. Which is why I don't think he should have put his Groudon in this position in the first place.
I kind of feel a protect, maybe to bait out the Kyogre staying in, and he could land the Thunder Wave, be able to more easily protect his Groudon, or his Groudon being able to net kills later on.
Something else next to the Groudon definitely will give him more leverage and definitely would encourage a different play. I suppose by doing this, you know exactly what Yoko was going for. But
Yes.
what can you do in return is the question. I don't see him having that much leverage. He needs to Thunder Wave. And he was going to get the Thunder Wave anyway. I don't think he should be leading Groudon in this matchup.
And oh,
But Yoko
Kyogre,
does change it up.
no switch,
Protect-
no switch here.
from the Groudon, who actually protects as well. So Yoko successfully burning Groudon to protect, which is what she was looking for there.
And Meowstic is totally useless. Thunder Wave going into the Kyogre, protect. Even if he went to the Zapdos, nothing's gonna happen because there was no switch there. And Heat Wave,
boosted by the sun will take a good amount out of Meowstic.
no burn there, but alright. Then the second match now, both of the legendaries have burned their protect.
A really lost chance for Jira to switch Groudon out there.
He definitely has to switch it out now.
Yes. If he doesn't switch it out, then he's banking entirely on a 25% chance of Kyogre being fully paralyzed.
Then again, Yoko, I think he doesn't really. Yoko could play a bit bold and try and read into that and not bring in the Rayquaza at all. Although
She
what?
can't Water Spout.
And Yoko actually withdraws the Zapdos, I believe. Yeah, going for the Rayquaza.
Yeah, Yoko does play it straight, trying to get off the airlock Water Spout.
Does Jira switch? He has to. He has to.
He has to switch. Yes, he does. Ferrothorn, I would presume. It is going to be the Ferrothorn? Yeah, it is Ferrothorn. Trying to eat the Water Spout. Or anything really from Kyogre.
And
Meowstic
Thunder
will
Wave.
get a Thunder Wave into the Kyogre. So this time, Jira changing up his Thunder Wave target. I suppose you don't want a Thunder Wave to Zapdos anyway.
Yeah. And the Water Spout goes off. Should be able to kill the Meowstic.
Not, or even without the rain, it KOs the Meowstic.
It is still at full HP. And Ferrothorn taking it rather comfortably.
And we will not be seeing Gravity for Jira this game, which might be a huge factor.
Well, at the same time though, Zapdos is still alive at the back, so able to. Yoko still does have options to bring down the
Yeah, the Zapdos
Ferrothorn.
is going to be a huge factor now without Gravity, because Jira has no effective way to take down the Zapdos.
And now actually Rayquaza is the one without being paralyzed, but crucially, the Kyogre doesn't want to stay in and possibly take attacks from both Groudon and the Ferrothorn.
The thing here is that because Ferrothorn is so pathetically slow, it's gonna move after the Kyogre. Even though Kyogre is paralyzed. So it's not gonna save the Groudon from being scalded if Kyogre stays in and scalds. So Jira is still in a very bad position, honestly. He has no way to want to kill the Kyogre here, and Kyogre will move before Ferrothorn. Unless he wants to bang on the paralysis chance or protect Groudon and go for the power whip.
As we saw in the previous game, the Ferrothorn also had the Leech Seed, so that could be a way for him to try and punish and whittle down Yoko's team.
But he really cannot afford to be. He's really one down. His Groudon's still not in a position to sweep at all. Yet it's been forced back onto the field.
And no gravity support coming out from a now fainted Meowstic.
Yes. So not looking good for Jira at all. Yoko having a lot of options here. Kyogre can just stay in and score the Groudon, which he probably is going to. No reason not to at this point. The worst could happen is Precipitate crit really. And Rayquaza can Source Dance. He has nothing stopping him from Source Dancing this turn.
And I guess, at +2, perhaps he could take out the Ferrothorn with a Dragon Ascent.
He will definitely take out the Groudon with a Dragon Ascent. Ferrothorn...
That would be the more crucial one actually, because Mawile only fears.
I wouldn't be surprised actually if Groudon is more physically defensive than Ferrothorn right now. Ferrothorn not having the best base stats. Groudon on the other hand having the massive defense stat.
Well, he withdraws the Kyogre.
So not taking the free score, sends in the Mawile to intimidate. A strong option there.
Yeah,
but Mawile coming onto the field.
But if the Precipitate Blades goes off, it's a super effective hit on Mawile.
But after intimidate, he will survive.
And
Let's go for the free Source Dance offered to her.
no protects coming out from Jira's side.
As Rock Slide comes out from the Groudon, however.
Does break.
The Rock Slide by -1. Only kind of just breaks the sash, nothing else.
Yeah, does Pharaoh goes for the Gyro Ball,
No
presumably?
tailwind on his side this time.
Yeah.
So, but Rayquaza will hang on.
Now at +2, able to threaten the Dragon Ascent on the Groudon. And Mawile on the field also.
If Jira wants his Groudon to stick around, he might be forced to switch in Mans to intimidate here.
I don't know, I kind of feel he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to eat a +2 Dragon Ascent. Ideally, maybe optimally, he want to go protect his Groudon.
Or then Ferrothorn might go down to the +2 Dragon Ascent. It's a catch-22 at this point.
At this point, I'd rather the Ferrothorn go down, especially since Iron Bars will probably finish off Rayquaza at this. So at least it'll be an even trade.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, because Mawile has no way to efficiently handle the Ferrothorn. We've seen Sucker Punch, so probably not carrying Fire Fang.
And Yoko actually withdraws the Mawile, possibly to
Conserving her Intimidate. I think that's a very smart move. Zapdos will come back. Rayquaza will protect, predicting the Groudon to protect.
Oh, so she really wants to take the Groudon.
Groudon base will come out, and no gravity on the field. Zapdos is gonna...
What does Ferrothorn go? Goes for the Gyro Ball, Rayquaza protects it. Well, that was... you could say it was a dead turn, but momentum gained on Yoko's side.
Definitely. Now Zapdos on the field to threaten the 1-hit KO. Actually, no, not the 1-hit KO.
No, I was gonna say Sun Boosted, but I almost forgot about the airlock. Yeah, but I guess once Groudon goes down, that's the linchpin, so it doesn't really matter. And what can Ferrothorn do? Maybe KO the Rayquaza, but Zapdos is gonna 2-hit KO the Ferrothorn back at least.
On that point, actually, I wonder, without gravity, Groudon is not as crucial to Jira as it was in the previous game. Ferrothorn might be the more important.
Oh, and we see a Mance come in.
Yes, he needed to intimidate there. Rayquaza was about to run rampant over his entire team. This way, he at least gets another Rock Slide off. And if he goes after the Dragon Ascent, Rock Slide might KO Rayquaza.
And Dragon Ascent hits the field. +1 should be able to survive.
+2 actually wouldn't have been enough, actually, looking at that amount. Which is why Jira stayed in just previously.
And Heat Wave. Not boosted by the sun.
Does he get the burn on the Salamence? Nope.
Oh, he has a crit.
Groudon.
And Rock Slide.
It does land on both Pokemon. Rayquaza goes down. Zapdos will take a little bit of chip damage. I believe she carries Roost, so this is not going to be of much consequence.
Now Yoko bring in maybe the Mawile?
Yes, another Intimidate here. Will just render the Groudon so useless. At this point, I'm not sure even Fire Punch can KO Mawile. At -2.
Not only that, since the Groudon is now weakened, I believe maybe Sucker Punch and Heat Wave should be enough to take out the Groudon.
Yes, definitely.
I guess the Mance could take out the Zapdos before that happens. Oh no, but Electric resists flying.
That being said though, Zapdos, if Gerard can get Zapdos off the field, I think Ferrothorn wins the game. It will be Kyogre and Mawile.
Indeed, and we saw the Ferrothorn having the leash seat.
Yes, to beat Mawile one-on-one. As Mawile will hit the field again, hoping to get intimidated. I think Yoko recognizes that Zapdos cannot die. Zapdos cannot afford to go down.
So possibly a switch in from Zapdos into Kyogre here, but that's really risky.
The thing is, Zapdos can now stay in. Previously, without, if Groudon was only at -1, if both of the Pokemon were not did not receive the Intimidate they just got, they would threaten the KO on Zapdos. But now that they have been intimidated, Zapdos is free to attack, and she has no fear of losing Zapdos this turn, barring crits, Draco Meteor crit. Well, we're not even sure Gerard runs Draco Meteor. We haven't seen.
At this point, maybe the Mawile Sucker Punch should be enough to take out the Groudon at this range.
No, it won't. He needs to, but she will double target with Heat Wave. But then it leaves the Mance open as well. I think it kind of comes down to whether or not Jira runs Draco Meteor on his Salamence.
And Jira does have the option of switching in Pharaoh, and he does choose that option. Yeah.
Pharaoh will come in. I don't think that's... I'm a bit confused by that, because I think Heat Wave is coming out. He will survive, of course, because Heat Wave unstep and spread is not going to KO, but I think Ferrothorn is more important mon in this matchup at this point, now that Rayquaza is gone. No Mega Evolve, so Intimidate will be taken off the field permanently.
Well, I guess what's going for him is that there is no more Sun, so the Heat Wave might have a chance not to kill the Ferrothorn at this range.
It wasn't going to KO anyway, actually.
Oh, and Mawile goes for the Protect, actually.
A chance for Salamence to Draco Meteor here.
And got Tailwind.
So he reveals the Tailwind, but bringing Ferrothorn on under Tailwind...
No, I think he wants to sacrifice. Oh, but he goes for the Thunder Wave onto the Mance. Tailwind is not going to be very good here. And even under Tailwind, I don't think Ferrothorn is going to outspeed. Maybe outspeeds the Mawile.
No, I don't think it does. Even then, Ferrothorn sits at 20 speed, actually.
Well, I believe the Ferrothorn still should be able to stay in and survive a Heat Wave from the Zapdos, as we saw it did in the previous game. But now he has a...
But now the thing is, now that Mance reveals Tailwind, it kind of tells Yoko that all Mance has is flying attacks, which is Mance is a total non-issue. She's just going to focus fire the Ferrothorn slot. Groudon is forced to switch in here if Jirawiwat doesn't want to lose all his momentum, and that's a very, very dangerous switch. Considering Groudon is down to half, I believe.
And not only considering that, if Yoko manages to stall out the Tailwind, she does have a faster Kyogre at the back, which could decimate your Jira's Groudon. And Ferrothorn does switch. Ferrothorn does switch for the Groudon.
I don't know if that's the play there.
Yeah, I don't think...
That is the slot that Yoko wants to double target this turn. As Heat Wave will come out, it's going to do a lot of damage under the sun. And any sort of attack from Maw will bring Groudon down.
Maybe he went for the... didn't go for the Sucker Punch, otherwise we have seen it there.
Double Edge will come out from Salamence. Into the Maw at -1, it's just not going to do enough damage at all.
And what does Maw go for? Maw goes for the Play Rough on the Mance.
Actually, goes for double target into the Mance slot.
Actually, the game is pretty controlled from here. I believe Groudon should be able to go down from a Sucker Punch. So it is a non-issue. And under Sun, Zapdos Heat Wave does, I believe.
If Sucker Punch kills Groudon, then the Sun will be gone.
Oh, that is true. But either way, not ideal for Jira here because he'll be facing a 3 versus 1 situation. And if he protects with the Groudon, Heat Wave does have a chance to take out the Pharaoh. So
I don't think he does actually. He will Sucker Punch to clear the Sun. Yep, Groudon goes down. Heat Wave will not get the Sun boost. It will be single target, but previously we saw that Ferrothorn can take their hit. Heat Wave will land, single target Heat Wave onto Ferrothorn, who will not hang on actually this time, so it's a damage roll.
Indeed, and Yoko takes the second game.
So single target Heat Wave without the Sun actually takes out Ferrothorn, which means a spread Heat Wave under the Sun potentially could take out Ferrothorn as well. It's a damage roll either way, I suspect.
Well, Zapdos proving to be a very key player here for Yoko.
Yeah, and Zapdos is really holding a lot of Jira's team back. That's why he needs the gravity to go up so badly. But he's showing his hand. He keeps leading the Meowstic and Groudon. It's really telegraphing that I want to get gravity up. So once Meowstic goes down, gravity does not go up.
And I don't know, his method of speed control also doesn't seem to be working very well against Yoko.
Yes, because Ferrothorn is not outspeeding anything under Thunder Wave.
Indeed, and I think ideally the main problem in his way right now is the Zapdos, which cannot be paralyzed.
Yes.
So aside from that, I don't believe he has any other method of speed control.
He really needs to land the Gravity Precipice Blades on the Zapdos. That's how crucial it is.
At the same time, Yoko does have the faster Kyogre, and with the play of bringing in Rayquaza.
The wild card here is that Yoko has been leaving Crobat and Amoonguss at home. That's 2 out of 3 Xerneas checks.
So there is possibility for Jira maybe to try and risk it and bring the Xerneas to sweep.
But you see, in Game 2, I think that's what Jira thought. Jira thought that Yoko would try and counter Xerneas in Game 2. So he stuck to his Meowstic Groudon. Whether or not does he want to change it up now? When now is really the time where Yoko would think, okay, you're gonna go Xerneas. You just lost badly. Now you're gonna go Xerneas. Does Jira want to call that bluff? Or just Jira think that Yoko will not call that bluff?
Yeah, and I mean, if Yoko does bring her matchup against Xerneas, I think she's really more than well prepared, especially since Jira doesn't have the support of the Smeargle.
If she does go that route, then she becomes a lot weaker to Gravity Groudon.
Indeed. So it's a tit for tat. Let's see what both players decide to bring.
But the pressure in this game is all on Jira. What is Jira going to lead with? It goes with the Meowstic Groudon.
Okay, hoping Yoko decides to bring in.
He wants the Crobat here. He really wants the Crobat here.
Does he get
the
Crobat?
Gets the Zapdos Rayquaza.
Ooh.
Better for... much better for Jira here.
Indeed, well...
Not threatened by a 1-hit KO by anything this turn.
Yes, and actually, right off the bat, Gravity Precipice Blades threatens to KO the Zapdos here.
Yes, and Zapdos cannot protect based on what we know of his moveset. So Zapdos is forced to switch or take the hit.
And whatever switches in will be hit, whether it's flying or not, if Gravity goes off.
And her Intimidate user is Mahua, which doesn't want to get hit by Precipice Blades while it's still in non-mega form.
Indeed. So definitely pressured here, Yoko. Not really the best lead she could have come up with, I think. Maybe she have stuck with the Kyogre lead she had previously.
I'm actually a bit confused by Yoko's choices here. If she had predicted Xerneas, that's not what you want against Xerneas either. This lead doesn't work well against Meowstic Groudon, doesn't work well against Xerneas. It's really a very strange choice overall.
Maybe she felt that Jira would definitely switch it up, but she don't think that he'll bring the Xerneas as well. So she kind of went for a middle ground, which doesn't really fare very well now in this situation.
It's a very strange lead, it has to be said. So vulnerable to Gravity Precipice Blades. It's quite alarming. And yes, Gravity Precipice Blades, no protect coming out, no switch coming out. Zapdos is just going to take it. Is she trying to force through the KO on the Groudon with a double target?
Oh, possibly Tailwind.
But if she wanted that, she should have Mega Evolve.
Dragon Ascent going on to what we assume the Groudon.
It has to be the Groudon.
Oh, it goes on the Meowstic. Doesn't get the KO either.
And Heat Wave should not bring down the Meowstic even in the sun. Will it?
And goes for the Thunderbolt onto the Meowstic.
Thunderbolt would bring down the Meowstic. But Meowstic has done its job.
Yeah, Indeed. And now free to fire off a Precipitate that will not miss. Should bring
Zapdos, bring Rayquaza into the orange, I believe. Into the red. All the way down to his sash with the crit. And actually, no, not with the crit. The crit was on the Zapdos.
I don't...
Oh, Dragon Sense defense drop.
Indeed. I don't think the crit really mattered on the Zapdos being weak to the ground type
attack. We saw
attack.
it in the previous game, it went down to a single hit.
Although now Yoko is free to bring in the Kyogre, which is, we know, is faster than the Groudon.
Yes.
And with Meowstic crucially now gone, there is no way for Jira to be able to Thunder Wave.
But with Zapdos gone, this is now Ferrothorn's happy hour. And Jira, I think, recognized that. I think Jira decided Jira might be playing to a Ferrothorn endgame here.
And yes, Yoko brings in the Kyogre to threaten out the brings in the Mance.
Oh, Mance. And now Mance, now that Yoko is stuck with the non-Mega Rayquaza, Mance is the fastest thing on the field. Hyper Voice will easily pick off the Rayquaza and do a bit of damage to the Kyogre.
Well, at the very least, I guess the Rayquaza can go for the extreme speed or it could protect this turn. Ice Beam or Water Attack should be able to threaten either of Jira's Pokemon here.
And Mance could easily just go for a double edge into Kyogre instead of the Hyper Voice.
And Jira does have the option, we assume the Ferrothorn to be his last Pokemon, to, you know, pull off some switches here and possibly preserve some of his Pokemon's HP.
Well, he has the offensive momentum here though. The question is he willing to sacrifice Groudon or not? Because if he's willing to play a bit loosely with his Groudon, he just go for all-out attacks. If anything protects, he gets even more damage on the field. Like for example here, but looking at, based on the field right now, he could go for double edge Precipice Blades here. If Kyogre protects, Precipice will KO the Rayquaza anyway. If Kyogre does not protect, it eats a double edge. And it also means if it eats a double edge, it has to score. Oh, Water Spout is not going to KO Groudon without the rain.
Yeah, Kyogre showing the Water Spout, Ice Beam, and Score, not having the Origin Pulse.
So this is a very strong position for Jira. I mean, as long as she doesn't play overly defensively, she cannot afford to throw this away.
And Mance goes for the Mega Evolution, no switches here. Will we see any protects?
Right, so Salamence will go for the Mega Evolution here. And the protect.
Oh, Rayquaza goes for the Swords Dance.
So Yoko hoping to take advantage here.
Does she go for the Ice Beam or the Water Attack? Goes for the Ice Beam
first. And Tailwind? Was it Tailwind?
Yes, there was Tailwind up.
Oh, that was Tailwind up. Ice Beam will KO the Rayquaza, or the Salamence rather, but now Precipice Blades will get the hit.
Yep, we'll be able to take out the Rayquaza. Its +2 will not be able to contribute to Yoko. And, well, down to half HP. But I guess now, Jira's in a bit of a pickle, I think, because there's no way for him to change the weather, and Scout will definitely want him KO the Groudon.
Actually, there was no Tailwind on the field. I think No, there wasn't. Zapdos does not have Tailwind.
No,
So that means that Jira is actually packing an Adamant Salamence.
Let me check. Yeah, we didn't see. We saw the Thunderbolt earlier on the Meowstic.
And for some reason, Jira opted not to bring his Ferrothorn.
Oh, if Mawile is... Oh, but actually, yeah, Yoko has the Mawile. Should be able to destroy the Xerneas right here. Well, I guess it is down to the wire. These are the last two Pokemon on either of the opponent's side here. I kind of feel that it's in Yoko's best interest just to double protect, just to burn any protects that Jira might have.
Yoko definitely in the driving seat here with the Kyogre being the fastest thing on the field. Well, barring the Xerneas, of course.
Oh, but Xerneas could Geomancy and maybe push through.
So definitely not a safe play as you would think.
Yeah, so kind of forcing Yoko to take the offensive also. So maybe Jira can take advantage of that.
It's all coming down. I think this turn is going to be the deciding turn here.
Yes.
Both players down to the last two.
Mawile going for the Mega here. And it goes for the Scout.
It will go into the Groudon. Groudon will go down. And it will be game for Yoko.
Yeah. Iron Head should be able to pick up the kill on Xerneas. Xerneas goes for the Moonblast.
Goes for the Kyogre. And again, Jira just let down really by running bulky Pokemon as opposed to the fast Pokemon.
Mawile one-on-one against the Xerneas. Iron hits the deer that takes the game for Yoko.
So Yoko will win this mid-season showdown, first here in Singapore. And Jira, unfortunately for Jira, goes 0 for 2 in mid-season showdown finals.
0 for 2?
Jira lost to Steven in Malaysia in the last mid-season showdown as well.
I thought you were talking about the match score, because the match score was 2-1. Well, I don't know. Second place is still pretty good. And
So Jira in the end, he made the change. Unfortunately, it was a change he did not want to make.
yeah, arguably the Ferrothon, I think maybe...
Ferrothon won him the game. Ferrothon against Moa and Kyogre can just leave and just stall the game out.
I guess at this point, it's been a long day. He maybe doesn't have the energy to drag out the match as well. And maybe he didn't want to drag out with the Ferrothon endgame. He wasn't confident. Although, in that case, him sacrificing to bring down the Zapdos doesn't really make much of a sense.
Actually.
Well, either way, Yoko being able to clinch the win over there, coming back from a very... I think she lost the first game, so being able to claw her way back to a 2-1 victory. Very respectable. And she goes to show Moa does work.
Moa winning it all today, despite having a very low usage overall. Yoko taking the much ignored Rayquaza-Moa combination. Both Megas, only 4 usage each.
You could say the Rayquaza was more of a support role. More often than not, Yoko chose not to Mega Evolve. Was more for the airlock, just so that her Kyogre could threaten the Groudon. And since her, I believe her Kyogre was faster than the Groudon, that was a very effective play.
And really, a lot of the game came down to that the fact that since I believe the first turn was a Heat Wave and attack, right, from the Zapdos, before Zapdos went down to Gravity by Space Blaze. So the thing is that in a neutral speed there, we saw well, who was it? Jira actually had Pokemon that are naturally faster than Yoko's, but he ran bulky spreads apparently. And the Salamence, I would assume, is actually an Adamant Salamence, which made it unable to outspeed Kyogre that turn,
which was
so crucial. Outrun by the team's Kyogre, one hit kill by Ice Beam before he could double edge it. It just flipped the game on his head.
Indeed.
And the Xerneas as well, slower than the Kyogre, unable to Moonblast before Kyogre could move. It was just, well, then again, a strange choice from Jira. Could be he went unbeaten in Swiss after all, but still, somewhat strange choices there. Maybe we'll get a chance. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him about them after this.
Yeah, indeed. And well, I guess Yoko was also running a timid Kyogre, as you pointed out.
Yes, as in Yoko had the naturally fast Pokemon. Now Yoko went all the way with her speeds, and Jira opted for bulk. Or in the case of Salamence, he opted for even more power with Adamant. And in fact, that's what happened. That's what won him to top 4. Don't forget, against Kenny. He was telling me on individual tip just now that if he was Jolly, that wouldn't have KO'd. That +2 double edge on Bronzong, but he's Adamant. But unfortunately, the Adamant cost him there, slower than Kyogre before he could Mega Evolve.
But nevertheless, it brought him this far, so...
But then the other question is, why didn't he protect it?
Who knows? Yeah,
alright, so we will be bringing both our finalists on to the camera to just talk about the match that we just saw and how they are feeling right now. And we are back. I am joined once again with Jirawiwat. Oh well, names are about to be fixed. I am joined once again by Jirawiwat Thitasiri from Thailand, who's gone all the way to the final of today's Midseason Showdown here in Singapore, unfortunately falling to Yoko in the final of this tournament. So congratulations, Jirawiwat. Unfortunately, couldn't pull out the win.
Well, I lost for now. Well, Yoko was really good, and my team is like, well, have nothing to match for her. Well, the Zapdos is like the real treasure of my team, and also the Sushi King, the Kyogre, and the Rayquaza, and everything is like.
Yeah, it's a really, really bad matchup because against your Groudon mode, you can just Rayquaza, Kyogre, Water Spout. And against your Ferrothon, she has a Zapdos with Heat Wave. It was a very, very difficult matchup for your team. Yeah, you nearly pulled it out at the end, and unfortunately, the raw speeds just really didn't turn in your favor. So I believe, as we saw in the previous game, your Salamence is not Jolly or naive, it is Adamant.
Yes.
So the problem there is that you were outrun by Kyogre on that crucial turn and couldn't double edge it before he could Ice Beam you. So you knew that beforehand, of course, but do you think that maybe you should have protected your Salamence that turn?
Well, I think that I should protect it, but
you were worried about the Kyogre attacking your Groudon.
Yeah, but and also overthink it, and like I was too reckless to like attacking. So yeah, I ended up losing it.
Yeah, so you actually managed to punish Yoko's source stance at least, but unfortunately because you were slower than the Kyogre, your assignments got Ice Beam immediately, and it cost you your main attacker, your main fast attacker. Because the way Yoko beat you was because she had faster Pokemon than you. Yes. And your Salamence was the one thing that could outspeed her. Unfortunately, you hadn't been Mega yet, so you were outrun by a Kyogre. It's very unfortunate. And the Xerneas as well, I believe you run bulky Xerneas, so...
No, my Xerneas is...
Oh, your Modest.
Yeah, Modest.
Oh, it's Modest as well. So unfortunately, you actually went for power over speed on both your Xerneas and your Salamence.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that also meant that both were slower than Kyogre.
Yeah, my team is like not very much in speed, but I also like put all the EV into speed. My Xerneas, my Salamence both have full speed.
252 speed. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's Adamant and Modest. So unfortunately, there, Yoko's teammate Kyogre just running through the whole team, being faster than everything. Still very well played, but I think the change you made in Game 3 really hurt you. Yeah. You swapped out the Ferrothorn for the Xerneas.
Yes.
And that really hurt you. Did you recognize though that if you could take out the Zapdos, your Ferrothorn could win the game?
Yeah. But the Zapdos is not only the trade for my Ferrothorn. Rayquaza with Sword Dance also the trade for my Ferrothorn.
But you saw in Game 3 when Zapdos went down and Rayquaza went down. If only that was like the Ferrothorn.
Yeah, and when both went down, I think. Well, I should have bring my Ferrothorn instead of Xerneas.
So I think the spectators behind us also, when they saw Go Xerneas, like, oh,
yeah,
it was so close. If it was Ferrothorn, was like, I think it was Ferrothorn, your friends would have cheered behind you.
Yes.
So very unfortunate, but very well done, Jira. Very well played all the way to the final. 2 second place finishers in Midseason Showdown. Going to Worlds. Yes. First Thai player in Worlds, confirmed, I believe.
Yes,
already.
Confirmed.
So congratulations, Jira, flying the Thailand flag proud. As the second place for today's Midseason Showdown, he will win, among his other prizes, his Primal Groudon plushie.
Yay.
He is, of course, the Primal Groudon player. Yoko, not as he bringing Primal Groudon, but Jira does have Primal Groudon. Sports it proudly now. Congratulations, Jira, once again.
Thank you very much.
I hope you do as well in Worlds.
Yeah.
In fact, not just Worlds. In upcoming regions in Singapore, will you be coming down as well?
Yes.
Malaysia and Singapore as well?
Yes.
And of course, matches as well. So the Jira might even get a paid invite. Dreaming of it? No, that's a target?
Well, like a little I hope, but I hope for that.
Yep, so congratulations, Jira. Hope you do well in Worlds and future tournaments. And we will move on to interview with Yoko, the winner of today's Midseason Showdown. Alright, I am joined now with our champion of today's Midseason Showdown, Yoko Taguma. Congratulations, Yoko.
Thank you.
Fantastically played set there with Jira. So close all the way down to the wire. And your Zapdos was just so good. It was so good in the matchup. Jira himself said, he just did so much. Good Thunder Wave things. It was immune to Thunder Wave. And the Heat Wave was so good. Could you tell us more about why, what, I believe you've been playing with a lot of different Zapdos sets, right? You were trying Raw, you were trying, I think, Roost. I think you have Roost as well.
Yes.
So could you tell me more about how your Zapdos set came to be?
My Zapdos set is how to say very bulky one, not so speedy one. Because last time Singapore Premier Challenge many Kyogre and Rayquaza, so I want to make anti-meta by using Zapdos.
And you are actually the sole player also playing Kyogre and Rayquaza, which went all the way here. So it really makes the pilot, as in, as we saw from the usage statistics, Rayquaza just wasn't used at all. So Rayquaza usage is really fallen by, but you took it all the way to the final and took it all the way to the win. So and your Rayquaza especially, you didn't Mega Evolve your Rayquaza most of the time.
Yes.
Rayquaza's airlock was just so good in helping your Kyogre. Do you think that's the best use for Rayquaza as an airlock supporter as opposed to Mega Rayquaza? Which do you think is better, as in the role in Rayquaza's role in the team?
It depends on what opponent's using. If opponent has Groudon, I select if I keep airlock, or just if I need more power, I just Mega Evolve.
Yep, so definitely it gives you a lot of options there with your Rayquaza,
yes.
and especially allows you to bring Mega Mawile as well, which is a good against a lot of things that are common. So again, maybe your Rayquaza, do you think Focus Sash is the best item for Rayquaza?
Yes.
Especially for your team, since Focus Sash allows you to get a free Source Dance whenever you need it. Which is such a good move, since Extreme Speed just bypasses all of Rayquaza's checks sometimes. So a very well built team, as you saw. Jira had to really struggle, and Game 3 he was like, I must bring Xerneas, and he brought the Xerneas, and then, oh no, Maw came in. It's like such a good matchup. Because he really forced Jira into a corner. If he brought this set of mons, you could counter them with this. If you brought the other set, you counter them with this. So you really forced him into a lot of predictable actions. So your team is just very balanced, and the fast Kyogre. The fast Kyogre is, I think you'll be playing fast Kyogre all this while, right?
Yes.
It's still the best move there. Your main danger is like maybe speed ties with other Kyogre.
Yes.
Right, so congratulations Yoko, our Midseason Showdown champion, who will also win, and though she didn't play, so I really shouldn't give it to her. She's not playing Groudon, but we're gonna give her the plushie. She's gonna win the Primal Groudon plushie among her other prizes. And once again, our Midseason Showdown champion Yoko Taguma, who will, I believe, rise up the Asia Pacific rankings as well and challenge for the paid invite. Congratulations Yoko.
Thank you.
And that brings our Midseason Showdown coverage to an end. I thank everyone, the viewers at home and viewers who will be viewing our videos after the fact as well. So we hope you have a good tournament. Our top card was full of exciting matches. Many sets going to 3 games. Our players all played well. Even Kenny, yes. Kenny, even you. So congratulations once again. Yang Tze, so sad you couldn't be here. I'm sure your supporters are a bit sad about that as well. So our next tournament will be the TC. Our next tournament is actually a Premier Challenge that's going on right now between the players who did not make it to the top card of today's tournament, and of course without us because we are unable to participate as well. So our PC semi-finals are actually going to be on and will be streamed as well. So the matches don't end now. The stakes are of course lower. This is just a Premier Challenge. It's not elevated. So the Premier Challenge points are 14 for top 4, 21 for second place, and 30 for the winner. But still, it's still tournament games. So the matches don't end. We'll be back streaming a Premier Challenge semi-finals. Once again, Yoko, champion of the Midseason Showdown, and we'll be bringing you more matches from our Premier Challenge. Stay tuned.